Hey everybody, it's Rachel with Rachel Q Stitches and welcome to my channel. Today is Tuesday, November 1st, 2022, and this is FlossTube number 83. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by and hitting play and watching me and spending some time with me. This is a channel mostly about cross stitch. Every now and then I might throw in some quilting or crochet or some other kind of stitchy goodness, but for the most part this is about cross stitch, and today it's going to be all cross stitch. So thank you for stopping by. If you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. I've had a nice little uptick in subscribers this week, and that was nice to see. So welcome to all my new subscribers. If you are a returner, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate each of you that come back every week and comment and talk to me. And anyway, I just really enjoy your visit. So now I'm going to take some time to read some comments. If you comment on my videos and I do not answer you right away, I'm going to try to start answering on the video, because a lot of you have great questions or you have great feedback, and I just want to share it with everybody. So with the busyness of life, I try to like your comment, I try to heart your comment, but I may not always reply under the comment. But I am going to try to start addressing some things, keeping a note of any comments that somebody may have or questions, and address them in video. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So let's get started with that. I am going to show you a hold up, some stitching that was shared with me. This was shared with me by Mary Ellen. Mary Ellen commented below that she had done both Pageant Kings and Amid Amish Life. Now, Pageant Kings is going to be my December start, and that was I think I showed you the fabric last week about that. So I'm going to show you her two pieces. She did both of these on Aida, which I'm impressed. I consider doing Pageant Kings and Amid Amish Life on Aida. I do know Amid Amish Life has a lot of fractional stitches, and so I applaud anybody who does these things on Aida. So I'm going to show you her two pieces. The first one I'm going to show you is her Pageant Kings, and she did this on Aida, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. One day I will learn how to insert pictures, but for now you're going to be forced to look at them on my iPad. So this is her Pageant Kings, which beautiful job. And then this is her Amid Amish Life, and she did personalize the sign, which I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna use the name of our farm in Tennessee. So this is her Amish Life picture. Oh, so pretty, so pretty. You did a great job, Mary Ellen. I am impressed that you, she said a sharp needle helped with those fractional stitches. And I know there are times when I will do a piece and start on Aida and I'm like, oh, half stitch, and I will go ahead and just pierce the Aida, which is fine. Let me see, she did say 14 count white Aida, 2 strands of floss, and she did stitch the sky in blue half stitches, which I've seen people do that could not find the right color blue, and it's actually something I almost did until I found the right color. I had it in my stash, but I was very close to using a light blue. In fact, if you go on 123 Stitch, the recommended fabric for this piece, they do have the DMC number that it's closely, like close, yeah, DMC number that it looks like. Same color, whatever. Anyway, so this is Mary Ellen's. She did a fabulous job. Thank you so much for sharing this with me. If you do something that I'm doing or something you just want to share, let me know, and I will have no problem, love to share it with everybody else, because I know not everybody's on Instagram and whatnot, so that's something that you know, I would love to do. Okay, Shelly, Proverbs 31:22. I'm probably going to do the JWV elephant on 28 count or 14 count. I haven't decided yet. It's going to depend on what size it is, but I can't imagine doing it on 8 or 11. I don't know. I would have to check to see how big it would become. I think right now it's a little ornament, like maybe 3 by 4. I don't have the chart with me, but So I am going to do it on a bigger count. And as soon as we find out whether it's a boy or a girl, I will give y'all my plans, because that will be something that I will be starting as soon as we find out. So anyway, so that I think they would be huge, but I don't know. Because like I said, I didn't check to see what size the pattern is stitched on and everything. But I think it would be neat to see some JBWs done bigger than, usually it seems like it's a challenge to see how small you can get it. And I would love to see them done bigger. Okay, Denise, Black Ribbon Stitch Studio. Yes, I thought about using the back of the fabric. I'm talking about the cat kit quilt that I showed you everybody last week that my mom did. And for those that said it, yes, she did use 100% cotton. My mom was a purist in that manner, unless she was making a crazy quilt. Then she didn't use 100% cotton, but she was a purist. More than likely, back in the day, and Denise, I'll get back to your comment. I'm going to address this. More than likely, back in the day, and by back in the day, I mean the 80s, you got to remember the fabric was not as high quality it is now, the quilt fabric. And the black fabric actually had to be bleached several times before they could actually get a true black color. So a lot of these fabrics, the older black fabrics, are ripping and tearing because of that. Not only that, it was stored in a plastic bin, so it just could have some dry rot issues going on. But like I said, because it was, you know, fabric back in the 80s, quilt fabric just wasn't as, it just didn't feel as good as it does now. So more than likely, that's what happened with that fabric. So Denise, yes, I considered using the backing fabric. I need to see how much she has in there. Everybody has suggested a gray, and gray, it is a, I'm gonna turn around and look. It's a white on white check. So it kind of gives a little neutrally gray vibe. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with the gray like everybody else suggested, but I'm gonna see how much I have. I might make them different. I might use one. You know, I don't want to make it gender specific, just because it's for my kids, not necessarily for my grandkids. So I'll probably use a gray, or I thought about maybe pulling like a green that's in the fabric, in the quilts, and just use that. So I don't know. I might make them all different. I'll see. Right now I just have to make one. But I do have a son getting married this Friday, y'all. That's coming up in personal stuff. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. And I'm kind of leaning toward gray for this first baby, only because it is my older son and he does like gray. So okay, so let's get to what I stitched on. Okay, so the first thing I stitched on was my JWV Bouquet. And for those of you that are following along, you will probably not be surprised to hear that I am still a month behind. So this is the JWV Bouquets. These are free on her website. She will be removing them December 31st or January 1st. But anyway, you might want to go download them all if you have any idea, any inclination that you might want to do these, because she will be removing them. So I finally finished the border, and hopefully this week I can start October's block and maybe get caught up. I keep saying that and y'all are like, no, Rachel, you're not gonna get caught up. So here it is, my borders matched up, y'all. I am so excited. Look at that. So that's all I did. I matched up my borders, and borders are very tedious for me. So when I do borders, I don't do as much stitching as when I do actual designs, because they're just, I know they're easy and you get in the groove, but they're just tedious. And then there's that stress of, is it going to match up? So here it is. My borders matched up. I'm thrilled. So now to start on the last 3 blocks. I have 2 of them. So, and I do need to do this last shelf right here. I do need to finish that, but I can do that as I'm doing each bouquet. So yay, my borders matched. There they are. I'm excited. I'm gonna be sad to see this go. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I stuck it out, and I'm glad I started it. This was, I think, my first Jeanette Douglas designs that I had done. And so it was really, really fun to do it. She didn't have a whole lot of I don't think she had any specialty stitches in these. So it can be done on Ada. And in the group, people have done beautiful things with their border. One lady added beads, and I was so jealous that she thought about it after I had started my border because it was just absolutely gorgeous. But this has been a great stitch for me. I've really, really, really enjoyed it. So if you're thinking about it, go download them before they're removed at the end of December. Okay, my next one, my Amid Amish Life. This is it right here. Of course, I just showed you. I showed you Mary Ellen's, but this is another one that I stole off the internet. This is done on the similar color that I'm doing mine on. I'm doing mine on as a 25/7 project, which is 25 minutes a day of stitching, or 25 stitches, but I'm doing 25 minutes a day. And I was watching Laura at Stitching by the Shore, and she said sometimes she stitches for longer. And yes, I do the same thing. She mentioned she'll put in a floss tube. And if it's around 30-ish minutes, she'll just stitch until it's over. And that's pretty much what I'll do. I'll find one that's anywhere between 25 to about 40 minutes long, and I'll watch it. And then I'll stitch while watching it. So sometimes I get more than 25 minutes, but it's a nice routine. And I'm glad I started it because I've gotten so much done. My man still does not have a face. I started working up. I did give him a hat though. He's got a hat. And so today he is going to get a face. I have purposed to do his face before I start with the rest of the fence posts. And so my man will have a face, and I will outline him, backstitch him, hopefully this week. So that is it right there. I've moved a little bit more onto page 2. Page 1 ends right about here. So I did move into page 2. And my dog's whimpering because my son's outside taking down the Halloween decorations. So anyway, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go put the dog in his room. So anyway, he was running back and forth, barking at every window. Anyway, so I did start on page 2, like everybody suggested, so that I don't have a distinct line. And getting a lot done. So hopefully I can start on my man's face today and maybe finish a couple more fence posts. And then work a little bit more right here. So if you're new, what I do is I do stitch on this 25 minutes a day, every day. If I skip a day, I punish myself by having to stitch an hour on it the next day. I know that's kind of crazy, but anyway. So I pick a color, and I basically, according to the page 1, basically what I do is I color complete. If it moves over into this page, I'll go ahead and do it also. But like all this right here is just like 2 or 3 colors. So I really need to just kind of work on that. But so that's what I'm going to work my way up on page 1, still going into page 2 if the color dictates. So that's kind of how I'm doing this. I kind of got the idea a little bit from Stitchin' Mommy. She does that typewriter thing where she picks a color and she just goes across. And I think she tries to do as much as she can with that color. Anyway, her system is a little bit more complicated for me. But she does marvelous with it, but I haven't gotten there yet. So that is what I've done. So this is Amid Amish Life. Okay. I'm trying to decide where I put these. Okay. Mini Patchwork Quilt Room. This is by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't remember the designer, but this is it right here. Mini Patchwork Quilt Room. And I am working on, hold on, this little area. Hold up. I can't do that backwards. Right here. Okay. I did work on this for 10 days. I did do a rotation similar to Laura at Stitching by the Shore, but I'm going to swap it up to 7 days. I'll just work a week on it. I can never remember what 10 days are. So if I just say on Wednesday, I'm starting a new full coverage or scenic picture, then that's how it's going to be. So this is what I've done. I've gotten into some colors that are in the quilt. So that was fun. I'm doing this on an 18 count easy grid, by the way. So that's what I did. Not too bad. I am using Pattern Keeper, which I really like for the full coverage. So that's it. Not a whole lot. I think I have like maybe 700 stitches done. But it was fun to get out of the, as much as I love the color red, it was fun to get out of all the reds that I was doing and to move into the quilt. So I don't know when I'm going to pick this up again. I only have a few full coverage-esque things that I'm doing that are not part of my WIPGO board, but all that will change in January with my 2023 WIPGO. So I'm not sure if this will come out again by then, but most likely it will because I really like it. So this is Mini Patchwork Quilt Room. This is a Heaven and Earth design. Okay. And then there's the tiny Marie Antoinette Rosegate by Chatelaine. This is a freebie on their website. It was a stitch along that was started, I believe, by Sunshine Stitchers, but Judy at City Stitcher is the one that brought it to my attention, and she's been working on it too. She's a little bit further along than I am. She mentioned that she thought she was further behind than everybody else doing this, and no, Judy, I think I am a little further behind. Guys. Sorry, I was getting a spam call and it was blowing up my phone. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Okay, so Judy, I think I'm a little bit further behind than you are, but it's fun. I've been enjoying it. Trying to see where I'm at. So this is it right here. I didn't show it. See, that phone call just messed me up. This is it right here. And I finished the first round. So hopefully this week I can get most of the second round done. It does have some specialty stitches, but so did this. There you go. So did this round. So I am hoping to finish the next round and maybe start the beading. We'll see. Yeah, because after this round, I just have, you know, it'll probably take me another 2 or 3 weeks. I only work on it one day at a time. I'll sit down and I'll make that my little focus for the day after I do my 25/7. So this right here. And I am enjoying this. You know, when I first got back into cross stitch, I was like, no, I'm just doing, you know, I'm not doing specialty stitches. And, you know, that ended with the whole ABC thing that Shelly and I did. And then I really started enjoying them. I started enjoying beading. So I'm starting to really enjoy, I always said I could never do full coverage. I'm enjoying full coverage. So I think it's been neat that I've been allowing myself to move into different things and to stretch out, because it's really, it's made it enjoyable where I feel like I'm not just doing the same thing over and over. And I mean, you know, you're cross stitchers. We make X's, you know, hundreds of times a day. But as when it comes to charts, you know, like I don't think I could do one designer exclusive. You know, there are people that seem to, they just do one designer and that's all they do, but, or 1 or 2 designers or 1 or 2 styles of cross stitch. And I kind of like them all. I really like them all. So that's kind of fun to do this, but I've really been enjoying this. And I will be doing another Chatelaine. I think I talked about that. One of the ones out of the magazine, because they're a little bit smaller. Okay, Joy of Spring. This is Joy of Spring 2. This was originally a Janlin kit that I purchased. It came with 14 count Ada, and I did not like the coverage, so I got myself some 18 count easy grid, and I restarted it. And when I did it, I had just done this upper portion right here. And so hopefully I'll have, it's 310. So hopefully I'll have enough floss. If not, I'll pull from my stash. But anyway, so I will be working on this today. This counts as my full coverage for this week. So I will be working on it again today. So this is what I got done. This is the lower right-hand corner, bottom. I always say bottom left, but it's bottom right. I don't know why. I don't know why I say that, but it's bottom right This is all that I've done. I'm still on the tablecloth. I will be on the tablecloth for a while, although right here, about right here, it starts green grapes. And I might, next time I pick this up, throw in some, try to work my way toward that. Or like even right here is a yellow flower. I think I'm going to try to do that just to bring in some other color besides beige, which is mostly ecru 420 and 422, and the blend of 420 and 422. So I've been doing a lot of those colors. But anyway, so this is what I've gotten done. And this is how I've been reading my charts all on my iPad on GoodNotes. So this is how I keep my list of what colors I need. And I'm going to talk about why I'm using a hoop now at the end of the video, and let y'all know a little bit about why I started using a hoop and no longer stitch in hand. So that is it right here. I've enjoyed it. It's got one more day. I'm hoping, oh, hold up. All of this right here is one color, 420. So I'm just going to fill those in today and finish it up. And like I said, hopefully next time I can pull in a yellow flower or some green grapes. So this is Joy of Spring 2 by Jan Lynn, and I've restarted it on 18 count easy grid. And I've discovered that 18 count for my full coverage-esque pieces is my favorite stitch. I started, like I said, I started one on 28, 1/1. No, I do like my 18 count. 18 count is a nice, I can use 2 threads. It's not too thick. It's, I can loop start, all the good stuff. So that is, I think, what I'm going to stick with from now on when it comes to full coverage, 18 count. Unless it's like huge, then I might do something else, but probably not. Anyway, the last one is Pandemic. This was WIPGO for October, and I finished my goal, which was to stitch it for at least 4 hours or 4 days. An hour is a day. So if I go more than an hour a day, that's fine. It's still a day, but I have to do at least an hour a day for it to be considered a day. That's my WIPGO goal. So here she is. This is a lifetime project, just so y'all know. I'm doing this on a 16 count Aida using every color DMC from a sampler box from the 90s. And this is what I worked on. And this was my goal to finish. I do try to set myself tiny goals. That's one thing great about Pandemic is all the little sections. So I'll try to say, I want to finish this. And I did this right here, this pink part. There are so many mistakes, y'all. I had to like adjust and make my own design. But there it is. Somehow or another it counted off and I was not ripping all of it out. So for this month, I did this purple part and I did this pink part right here. And this is going to go into my WIPGO goals, my WIPGO chart for next year. So anyway, so that's what I got stitched this week. That's what I worked on. All right. Let me see. Plans. All right. I'm going to swap to a new full coverage. Not sure. Okay, so in my new WIPGO goals, my new WIPGO boards, full coverage and scenic are going to go in the same category. So things like Ironwork Gate and City of Romance are going to go along on the same board as Mini Patchwork, Joy of Spring, any other full coverages that I might have. So they kind of go together for me. That's just kind of how I did, because I don't have that many full coverage. And I really wanted to include those pieces. So I just decided full coverage will be full coverage / scenic. Those other two, Ironwork Gate and City of Love, are full coverage-esque. There are some open spaces, but they're pretty full coverage for me, you know, in that sense that, you know, it's not like a sampler or a Quaker or something where there's a lot of open spaces. It's dense. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue with my 25/7. Amid Amish Life is going to be my 25/7 piece until it's complete. Now, however long that takes me, that's going to be my 25/7. I have decided, though, that when I finish it, Pandemic will be my 25/7. I got to get that thing done. Anyway, new WIPGO numbers were called. So new WIPGO numbers were 12 and 24, which means we just have 2 numbers left. And so 12 and 24 were Lavender and Lace, Blue Moon Angel. So I get to finish stitching on that one this month. And Ironwork Gate. I'm going to pick up Ironwork Gate probably this week and work on it. I love that piece. If you don't know, that is a piece that I picked up that was unfinished at a thrift store. So it's partially mine, partially a Mystery Stitchers. And I have been enjoying. In fact, both of these, Lavender and Lace and Ironwork Gate, were both pieces that I picked up at thrift stores. Unfinished, but I restarted Lavender and Lace. So I'm going to be working on those for WIPGO this month. So that's going to be fun. Okay, December. In December, I am going, oh wait, hold on, back up to November. November, I dyed some fabric. I dyed some fabric because my November start is going to be Rose Garden Sampler. Right here. This matches Gathering Honey. It is a companion piece, and so I'm going to be working on that. And I got that out of this book, 101 Best Loved Designs from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. It is also found in one of the older magazines, but I'm not sure which one. I need to find out for you guys. This book doesn't say. I wish it did. I wish it said what it was found in. But I dyed some fabric. It called for a natural linen, and for some reason, when I dye with tan... Okay, guys, I'm sorry. That was my son. Like I said, he's taking down decorations, and we have a bunch of rose bushes in the front, and he got a couple of thorns in his hand. So he was like, Anyway, so the original design for Rose Garden Sampler was stitched on a 26 count natural brown linen. I don't care for linen, and I couldn't find a fabric that was an even weave that went with it. So I was going to dye it. And the last time I tried to dye something in tan to kind of give you that natural brown color, it didn't come out. It came out almost peachy colored. It was really kind of weird. I think I need to make it darker and dip it. I think I need to add more dye. I think I don't put enough dye into my mix. So I said, well, let me see what happens if I mix a little bit of green with tan. Well, it came out green, but I love the color. I love this color. So this is it right here. I'm going to see if this helps any. So I'm going to stitch this on a green. Now I do know that there are some greens in it, but this has kind of a bluish green color to it, almost gray. And it looks more gray on screen, but it's really, really green. And so, the green parts are outlined. They are backstitched. So I'm not overly concerned about that. But this is what I'm going to start it on. So I'm excited. I don't know when in November I'm going to start it, but this is my November start. So this is Rose Garden Sampler. And you can get the chart if you're interested on Cooler Design Studios as a PDF download or as a paper chart on 123 Stitch. So that is it. I've been having fun dyeing. I need to get me some more 28 count Monaco. You can see right here, my little stash is starting to dwindle. So that's what I did. That is November. Okay, December. Let's talk December. And I know it's kind of early for December, but if you want to join me, I just want to let you know what I'm planning on doing. So I was scrolling through Instagram the other day, and Kimberly's Stitching, and I will put her Instagram name down below, posted that she was doing freebie Flossmas. And that piqued my interest. And she said it was originally an original idea that she heard from Soler Stitches, S-O-L-E-R Stitches. And it was to start a freebie, and I believe it's like a Christmas freebie, Christmas ornament freebie, a day for the 25 days before Christmas of Advent. So I, of course, if you're like me, you download all these free charts and you have all these free Christmas ornament charts that never get done. That's at least me. That's kind of my, I was like, oh, this is cute. And I download, and I don't do anything with them. So I went through and my charts, and some of them are lavender laces. Some of them are mirabilias. I got a Jeanette Douglas. I think I have one stitching with the Housewives, which I don't think I've ever stitched anything of theirs. And just some others that I've chosen. Let me see if I can pull this up. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can find them so I can be a little bit more freebie Flossmas. Okay, so I have one by Papillon Creations, which I'm excited about trying. I've never stitched anything with it. Of course, a couple of Pinker and Pumpkins. A few Shannon Christines that she released free on her page this year. Let me see. This one is by Soda Stitches. And I'm not going to show them because most freebies don't have a picture of the design. They just have the chart. I have one by Primrose Cottage Stitches. Let me see. Hands on Design. A freebie by Puntini. This is by Plum Street Samplers. This one's pretty. I do have a picture for this one. I love this one. Oh, this one's pretty. This was by the Little Stitcher. So I have a bunch of these. I think I have more than 25. I did a folder on my good notes called Freebie Flossmas. And so that is the hashtag Freebie Flossmas. And I think I will be participating in that. I'm going to find some fabric and cut me up some fabric and start kitting them. I think I will be using my thrift store floss. I still have a lot left, and it's easier for me to pick colors for that because I can just kind of go by eyesight than to have to sit there and look through all my my DMCs. So I think I'm going to use my my thrift store flosses since they are divided up by color. And that is my plan for December. So if you want to join me, let me know. I think it's going to be fun. And it's a start. It's not a finish. It's to start all these ornaments in December and hopefully, you know, maybe finish some. I was thinking about maybe doing 12 and then just trying to finish them because they're small. They're day stitches, seriously. Or if you just put in another, you know, 10-15 minutes a day in the week, I could probably get them done. So they will be some stitching for me, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do daily or a new one every day, or if I'm just going to work on try to get 12 finished. So I don't know, but it's Freebie Flossmas. Go check out the hashtag. Go check out the two Instagram people, Kimberly's Stitching and Solar Stitches. And like I said, I will link them down below. Okay. So you will notice that when I first started my channel, I used Q-snaps and some hoops. And then I switched to stitching in hand. I was using Q-snaps and I liked them because of the way they held the fabric. But I have tendon issues in my left arm, which, you know, me leaning on the table doesn't help. But anyway, I have tendon issues in my left arm. My shoulder, my elbow, and my wrist. I don't know what happened. I wasn't a big sports player, not sure, but they're there. It's just something I have, and every now and then it flares up, especially if I get too much soy or any other kind of inflammatory foods. So I can't hold them in hand anymore, and I couldn't hold the Q-snaps because they were so big, and the way I was holding it was causing my wrist to really, really hurt. So I started stitching in hand, and that was fine until I started stitching bigger pieces. And then again, it came to the point where of me holding them, and I found that my stitches were not as clean as I wanted them to be. They were getting a little messy. So I found these Nerge hoops, which is what I've been using. That was one thing also I liked about the Q-snaps is they were square. So I found these Nerge hoops right here. I get these off of Amazon. I actually have a bigger one, and I think I'm going to order maybe some smaller ones. So this is what I use. I love the size, And I love the way my stitches come out. Now, again, holding on to it causes my wrist to hurt. And also because of the way I'm positioning myself on the chair to hold them, my elbow and my shoulder start hurting. My dogs are barking, y'all. I'm sorry if y'all can hear them. They don't like the neighbors. Anyway, so I bought myself a stand, and I bought myself a Nerge stand. And the reason I bought the Nerge stand was because it's got joints. So you can like adjust the joints. And I sit in a recliner. I don't recline all the way back. I recline just enough to get I used to sit cross-legged on the sofa, and we won't talk about my hips with that one. But anyway, I'm getting old, y'all. Getting old is not, it's not fun. But anyway, so my hips started really hurting. So I had to, we got a recliner, and I can sit up straight with it anyway. But what I liked about the Nerge stand was I can put it right here, right in front of me, and not have to rest my elbows on anything. And I actually started stitching two hands, which is really kind of fun. I mean, really it is. And my stitches are so much neater when I do this. But this right here, and I brought it, this was the thing that held the hoop, y'all. This was it. Horrible. My hoops were constantly slipping off. Not only that, but on a mid-Amish Life, where it touched the fabric, there's a little bit of damage. Not a lot to the fabric, but it's not where my stitching is going to be. So I'm not too concerned about it. But this, well, so I started looking, and Kay's Creations has a stand that's very similar to the Nerge, in the fact that it has what I call joints, elbows, whatever. It's not like it's a solid piece. You know, you can adjust it, you know, really, really well. I love it. I'm going to show some pictures in a little bit. So, and they had an adapter that was about this long that could hold Q-snaps, scroll rods, and hoops. And I was like, oh, I want one of those. But the stand was like $190. And I'd already spent like, I don't know, $50 on my Nerge stand. And I wasn't going to spend an extra $190 for that. Now, I could have gotten the adapter, but I didn't know if it was going to fit. But the adapter was still like $60. So anyway, I was on Amazon, and I was kind of floating around, and I saw the F.A. Edmonds stand, and it had the same adapter. It was $30 on Amazon. So I went and I got it, and I ordered it, and I'm going to pull up the pictures. So I ordered it, and I got it in, and I Frankenstand my stand. I am calling it my Frankenstand. I was able to put the adapter, and this is the adapter right here. See how it holds my hoop? Like that. And see, I can have my list right there. And for $30. And it fit my Nerge. Not only that, but because it came with this bar right now, I need to find some pretty knobs. I told my husband we need some pretty knobs. This bar actually brought it closer to me, because, you know, there was this, and then this hooked onto where this hooked onto. And so it actually brought it closer to me. And then this is my stand. So see, this is what I mean by, oops, hold up. This is what I mean by it having joints, elbows, whatever. I can bend it. See, and what I like about it is I can actually take the stand, and because it bends in so many different ways, I can just like push it, and the whole stand doesn't move. Just that one point pushes back so that I can get up. I drink a lot of water when I stitch, so I get up a lot. And I just didn't want to have to sit there and move a huge stand out of the way. So this has been a lifesaver when it comes to my pain, managing my pain. I learned to stitch two hands, which is really kind of fun. And this is so easy to remove. Not only that, I can flip it. I can flip it under to tie my stitches, not tie my stitches, but, you know, bury my stitches. So that was another thing, is I had to be able to flip it. So you see this part right here originally fit right here. And I just added this piece to it along with the clamp, and it's done. So instead of spending $180 something, I spent $80 on my hoop. So my stand. So anyway, so I Frankenstand, and that has been so much easier for me stitching. So that's why you will see me now using these Nerge hoops, which I absolutely love. I mean, except for my my amid Amish Life, I really don't have to retighten them or anything. And like I said, my stitches are coming out beautifully. And my neck, my shoulders and my elbow and my wrist don't hurt as much. So anyway, so that is how I've been stitching, and that is my Frankenstand. If you've stayed for this whole explanation of what I've done, thank you for staying. But that's why I've been stitching with a hoop lately. And I really, you know, I kind of didn't want to, but I was tired of taking Advil. So there's that. Anyway, so that is it. That's it for stitching. Yes, that is it for stitching. I'm going to go a little bit into personal life. So if you don't want to hear that, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next week. So we have a wedding this weekend. My middle son, my middle child, he's my youngest son, is getting married Friday. A very small wedding, just parents, siblings, and grandparents. I got a cake that we can have. We're having a family dinner Thursday. So, and that's been pretty fun. It's been, you know, it hasn't been your typical wedding festivities. You know, there was no shower, there was no parties, no things like that have happened. So it's been a little weird, you know, not having those events to go to prepare to lead up to the wedding. But they knew they wanted to get married small. They knew they wanted something small. They knew they wanted to get married. I hate to say the word quickly, but they didn't want to wait. They were like, we're going to get married. Why wait? You know, we have friends that, you know, they were engaged for 2-3 years. They're like, why? We want to get married. Let's just do it. So they did. They are, I should say. So they're getting married. So we are excited about that. We're excited about them getting. We love her. She's the sweetest thing. She's a nurse. So I think that takes a lot of patience. And so she will get along well with our son. They both have a heart for people. And so anyway, so it's going to be good. And we are looking forward to the wedding Friday. Anyway, I will show pictures as soon as I am given the go-ahead to show pictures. And anyway, so that's about it. That's all I have. We've been doing good. Like I said, we're waiting to find out whether we are having a grandson or a granddaughter. The girls are all, of course, pulling for a girl. The boys are, of course, all pulling for. Oh, I think my husband would like a granddaughter. You know, to another daughter to spoil, whatever. But anyway, so we're excited. We're looking forward to that. And that's about it. I have my last class for the year next weekend. And then we take a break until January. So that'll be nice. And anyway, so that's it. That's all I have. Y'all, if y'all think about it, pray for the wedding, that the weather is beautiful. Right now it's overcast and cloudy, but it's only Tuesday. That can change. And, you know, it's an outdoor wedding. It's by the pond. We have a pond at church, a little small retention type pond. It's a pretty pond. It's not like just a retention pond, but it's a pond. And so they're getting married by the pond. And so, anyway, so if y'all think about it, pray for good weather, pretty weather, and a beautiful ceremony, and everything goes without a hitch. So anyhow, that's all I have. Thank you so much for stopping by. Like I said, if you're new, thank you for coming. And if you're not subscribed, think about it, like, share, all that good stuff that they say to do to help the channel grow. I'm closing in on 1,000 subscribers, not that far away. And so I will be having some thank you giveaways when that does happen. I'll give it a couple of weeks after it happens before I do the giveaways, but I'm putting a little box together of things that I've stitched and patterns and charts and whatnot to give to you guys as a thank you for supporting my channel. So let your friends know about my channel, and I will see all of you guys next week, Lord willing. Happy stitching. Bye-bye.